Happy Halloween! Hey guys, welcome to M&M Weekly. I just want to say Happy Halloween, guys. And you should go out, put on your best outfit, be you a Jedi, a pirate, or whoever you may be. But enough to chat. Let's get into today's review. So all of us at some point in our life have heard the phrase "third time's a charm." It basically just means like if you strike out the first time on something or second time, it usually means that you'll get the third time around, be it comes to anything in your life. However, and this can be something good. I mean, when it comes to movies and a trilogy, that can actually be pretty good. Like sure, not all this works. I mean, as far as the Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy or the Dark Knight trilogy, as they call it. The Dark Knight Rises was a stellar film and a great way to end the trilogy. However, The Dark Knight just basically blows that film and Batman Begins off the table in terms of quality. And some of the movies and franchises, however, have really stumbled. I mean, if you take a look at films, the worst of these being X-Men: The Last Stand, it can basically tell you that third time is far from being the charm. Case in point, today's review, Inferno. Based off the fourth book in the acclaimed Robert Langdon book series by celebrated author Dan Brown. He basically started his book series back in 2006 with his best-selling book, The Da Vinci Code, which basically told the tale of a professor named Robert Langdon who discovers a puzzle that only he can solve and sets on a mission to take on this challenge. It not only launched Dan Brown as an author, but became one of the most celebrated books of all time. And soon after that, a movie adaptation did follow, starring beloved actors like Tom Hanks, Ian McKellen, and Paul Bettany. However, in terms of film adaptation, the book was great. In terms of movie adaptation, the movie was terrible. Now, I myself had not seen the Da Vinci Code, and I don't really care. The only time I ever saw when it was parodied in a god awful epic movie. However, outside of that, the trilogy, the first film, basically lacked any of the magic, flair, or even intelligence that made Dan Brown's original such a classic work of literature. Not to mention that although Tom Hanks was practically the best part of that film, that was it. No one loved anything else about that. However, what made the series flourish was the fact that its overall gross was about $800 million worldwide, which immediately led to a sequel take place. Now there was no sequel novel following the Da Vinci Code. It was only Dan Brown's prequel novel, Angels and Demons. Of course, Hollywood took that into another film, and of course, while it was better than the Da Vinci Code, it still wasn't much better. It still wasn't saying much. So basically, talks of a third film were in the works because Angels and Demons was incredibly successful. However, they nixed doing the third book in the trilogy. Trilogy or series, and basically just decided to move on to other projects. However, talk of a third film became apparent when Dan Brown announced his fourth novel, Inferno, which is made into another film. Now, Tom Hanks has come back to this film, as was the film's director, Ron Howard, who as an actor I have liked back in his early days, especially with like the Andy Griffith Show, Happy Days, and The Lost Boys. However, like Clint Eastwood, Ron Howard put acting aside, turned towards directing. Especially, it has been hit or miss with films like A Beautiful Mind, I think, and Apollo 13. However, some things about this film really were putting up red flags for me, considering that the trailer didn't look too good and not a lot of people were liking it. So, given that it's the only film out this year, I thought, what the heck, and I dove straight into the Inferno. Does it burn bright? Well, guys, absolutely not. As a matter of fact, in terms of the Dan Brown adaptations, this has got to be the worst one since the Da Vinci Code, and that's not saying much, guys. Seriously. Now look. I can understand why Dan Brown's literature is so appealing, but look. There's a difference between taking a book that's critically acclaimed and basically turning it into a movie. But while you do so, you gotta retain the elements that make it good, or at least have them translate well into the screen in some way. Because Inferno, it doesn't get any of that, guys. I'm sorry. Sorry. So I wasn't have much expectations to this film, and I think I made the right decision because this film is pretty terrible, honestly. So basically, we need to start. We need to start with the one of the big glaring weaknesses that drags this film down. I think I should start with the good stuff first. That one being Tom Hanks. I say none of the other characters because Tom Hanks is the one who rises above the others. Tom Hanks has only had 2 big film roles this year, this being one of them, and his previous film being Sully. If you want to check out my review, it's linked up there. However, what made Sully a great film is that Tom Hanks had good material to work with. He actually gave it a great performance. You can really tell he's really trying in this film, especially dealing with Dan Brown, who's got amnesia, and he's trying. And he learns that epidemic is going to be sweeping the world if he doesn't avert it. And yes, you can tell his character is kind of an amalgamation of, say, Indiana Jones or even maybe even Sherlock Holmes and Ben Gates from National Treasure. The problem is, guess which film has quality? Think on that. And basically, Tom Hanks really does try, but he does give a decent performance. If only the rest of the cast could actually live up to him in terms of characters, because we got the rest of the cast following Felicity Jones as a doctor who accompanies him, who gets involved in his journey. Not to mention Irfan Khan, who is okay again, just okay, and Omar Sy, not much to write home about there, and Ben Foster, who by far gives the weakest performance I've seen since Warcraft. And yeah, outside of Tom Hanks, you can definitely see the Dan Brown was inspired by like Indiana Jones and Ben Gates when he made that film. The thing is, Ben Gates wasn't really much of a likable character in the National Treasure movies, and Indiana Jones had a great sense of wit. And he actually was a lot more adventurous. And he actually had smartitude and wasn't afraid to show off in that film, because the writer wrote him that way. Whereas David Koepp, the screenwriter, doesn't even bother to try. I'm not gonna get into this guy's discography, but let me just say this is one of his worst scripts to date because in a novel like Dan Brown's, you would expect intelligence, but also love action, adventure, and excitement, and fun, and humor. Whereas in this film, I didn't laugh once. I didn't even say, wow. I didn't felt nothing like that, guys. All basically you had was just Tom Hanks and Felicity Jones running from place to place, and a lot of exposition being spouted out at almost every turn. And the flashbacks didn't help, and there wasn't a single surprise at all that really entertained me in any way. You won't be entertained as well because, well, this was like it was on first draft, and David Koepp didn't even try to bother the second draft. Like, hey, I just adapted the Dan Brown novel. It's one book. It's great, isn't it? No, screw it. I'm not gonna try again. Let's do it. Yeah, that's how it is. And honestly, time to get to the worst part of this film. That is Ron Howard's direction. Now, like I said, this guy has made hit and miss films, but he does try as a director. Whereas here, I gotta say, this guy has been so disconnected. The guy's direction feels very listless and very disconnected from this film. It doesn't look like he's trying. The shots aren't very captivating. His usage of handheld camera throughout this film really does hurt it. It basically makes the film look jumbled and disconnected. Connected. And look, I understand. And look, to sum it up, I could basically go into more detail about this, but I don't have the time to. Or basically, I don't have the camera room. But anyway, guys, yeah. As far as this film goes, I'm sorry. Dan Brown might be a great author, but I think but there are some books who should stay on the page where they belong, on the pages where they belong, and not stay close to movie form. I'll get into that in a separate video. But as for this film, I want to have at least some fun with this film. But what the heck happened? Ron Howard disappoints as a director. It sounds like David Koepp just gave up on the screenplay. Tom Hanks is okay, but Felicity Jones, Irfan Khan, and the other cast, they don't even try in this film. I could basically name some other book to movie adaptations that are better than this, but I just don't have the time to. So for me, guys, you know what? It's one of the worst films I've seen. I'm thinking this film I'm gonna give this film the lowest score I have thus far, a 2 out of 10. No recommendations. Avoid this like the plague. And maybe Dan Brown, Ron Howard, and Tom Hanks should get the idea that these books should not be made into films at all. Some mysteries are supposed to be intellectual, but this is supposed to be fun. And I might be watching a kids mystery. Just saying. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. Sorry, I'm filming on location here, so I'm sorry. It's a little dark and jumbled. Happy Halloween, guys! For all you who put on costumes, costumes. I would very much like if you guys could subscribe to my channel and also donate as well. I would really much appreciate that. Thanks a lot for watching again. Check out my content. I'm Ross Butler. This is M&M Weekly, and I'll see you guys next time. Boo!